Yeah. So, in terms of timelines, I think probably the most salient thing to understand is actually just we did it really quickly. Once we officially began fundraising, we fundraised for 2 weeks and then closed the pipe and went public. So the fundraising process was really quick, and that result of that was about 1.65 billion that we announced. We had a demand for a lot more than that, but we did have to cut a lot of people back. And it was pretty hectic, but good time. I think Solana is actually an outstanding foundation for a treasury company for a few reasons. First is the native yield that comes from staking. And if you look at strategy, has pioneered a lot of things, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Michael Saylor and the team there. I was actually having drinks with him in DC last week, and we talked about a number of these issues. Um, but they have some challenges in how they have to tie their cash flow profile to their capital structure. Namely, the Bitcoin they hold doesn't produce any yield. Meanwhile, they have these convertible notes, they have these preferred coupons that create regular cash, needs for the business. They don't really have an organic way to fulfill those cash obligations other than selling Bitcoin or selling stock. Um, with Solana, that's not the case. By tapping into the native yield of Solana, we can actually use those proceeds to pay down those coupons for those preferred instruments. Moreover, there is this thriving DeFi ecosystem that's native to Solana. And again, listeners of Cointelegraph should be very familiar with that stuff. And we very much intend for Forward Industries to be a very large and very active participant in Solana DeFi. We have about $1.6 billion of SOL today that can go into DeFi, and I believe we'll start deploying that very soon. In addition to that, I think there's a very lucrative opportunity for us to also deploy dollars into Solana DeFi, just by borrowing dollars at lower interest rates in, let's say, the 5 to 8% range, and deploying those dollars into Solana DeFi in, let's say, the 12 to 20% range, and earning that spread for our shareholders. By tapping into all of this, we can deliver excess yield for our shareholders, and we think this is an incredible opportunity to do so.